In today's video, we're going to be going over 12 of the best fragrance colognes that you can buy for winter. Right now is the time to be wearing. We're going to start off with the first scent here, coming in at around $19. It is Charuto Tobacco Vanille by Pandora Scents, also known as Paris Corner. Okay, so this one is, in my opinion, one of the best Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille colognes that you can buy. It is hands down high quality, long lasting, and very accurate. It smells great. I love Tobacco Vanille. It has this, of course, tobacco and vanillic smell, smoky, sweet. It smells like the holidays to me. Don't know why. It just does. It kind of has this dried fruits sweetness to it as well. And I get, of course, a similar aspect out of this Tobacco Vanille too. It has this kind of, I don't know, the way I describe it is this kind of bubbly, almost fizzy, vanillic undertone. Just, it smells delicious. It smells kind of more so in that gourmand category, which I love. This is really good. And, you know, when you look at it, especially the price point, $19, you might suspect that it's going to be a poor performer and super low quality. It's just not the case at all. When I got this one in for the first time, I was super impressed, and ever since then, been a big fan of it. This one does sell out from time to time, and I've seen it pop up on other discounters for like $30 or $35, which, to be fair, is still a decent price for this. It's not horrible, but you can get it for $19 right now, which is really hard to beat. So I'm going to have this one linked in the description, along with everything else in this video, of course. So if you want to check this one out, that's where you'll find it. But I do recommend it. If you like Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford, maybe it's something that you enjoy, but you just don't want to wear it as much due to the price of your full presentation real bottle, this is the solution. This is something that's cheap enough. You can wear it every day. You can practically bathe in this stuff, and you're not going to be spending a ton of money doing so. Moving on to the next one, we have Fragrance World Genuine Man Reserve Giovanni. Okay, so, I don't really know exactly how to describe that other than I think that this is just obviously they're emulating Givenchy, so that's what Giovanni is. So this is their Givenchy lineup, I suppose. But again, it's a Fragrance World, and all that this is a clone, of course, Gentleman Reserve Privé, which is pretty obvious by the gradient, by the name, and what really makes it obvious is the smell, which is by far the most important part. When you spray this one, you're immediately hit with that iris, which is to be expected, but then the chestnut and the whiskey, the two additions that make Reserve Privé what it is. You get that in here, the same type of blend, the same type of mixture, the same type of accuracy, really, that you would expect from a Fragrance World clone. They're probably one of the best clone brands out there right now. If I had to say, them, Lattafa, Paris Corner, Armaf, some at the top of the list right now, at the top of the game anyway. I think they do a great job. And in Fragrance World's case in particular, oftentimes they're going after the bottle and the name to really make it obvious, to really stick it to them, and I love it because not everybody wants a clone-looking bottle in their collection on display. And I've said that before. That's been kind of the gripe with clones over the years, is sometimes they have tacky bottles, not the case with this at all. Let's go for a new Rasasi Hawas fragrance up next. They've been pumping them out like crazy, as you guys are fully aware of. And for the most part, they've been fresher leaning. Atlantis, Malibu, Verde, Tropical. And am I missing any? Probably, but most of those are going to be, or all of those that I mentioned are on the fresher end of things, or maybe a little bit fresh, sweet, kind of like Labo style, but you get the point. This one is a completely different scent entirely, completely different category, and a little bit more daring. Of course, it's Viper, Rasasi Hawas Viper, okay? So this one kind of immediately got kicked off as a Nasamato Black Afghano clone and a little bit of Gucci Intense Oud. And I've already done my full review on this one. I've covered this, but yes, it does have a little bit of that, okay? But what I'm also getting is a lot of Amouage Interlude, regular Interlude, Interlude 53, either one, okay? But one of those two, not so much Interlude Black Iris. It doesn't quite have that iris kick, of course, but that's kind of what I get. A little bit of Black Afghano, Gucci Intense Oud, a little bit of that spicy, kind of woody interlude smell as well. It's kind of where this one comes in at. Strong, it's sweet, but it's powerful. This is a powerhouse of a scent. And I've said this before, I don't think I've come across too many Rasasi Hawas fragrances that don't perform good, but I'm not just talking about that in general, performance, longevity, projection. I'm talking about the scent itself, it is a statement maker. It is a head turner. When you spray this one on, it's going to be something that turns heads for better or potentially for worse, because there might be some people who don't quite like this. It's pretty extreme. So, you know, a little bit out of character for the Rasasi Hawas line, but nonetheless, still a great release. And if you've been bored by a lot of the new Hawas releases, right, this one is going to be one that isn't boring at all. Moving on to the next one, we have Maison Alhambra Hercules. I don't know if you can see the bottle very well, but kind of has a similar look to Herod in terms of the color, and that's because, well, it is actually a Herod clone, Parfums de Marly Herod. It's got that beautiful, nice red pipe tobacco with that tonka bean and that vanilla. Guys, Parfums de Marly Herod is absolutely amazing. If you like tobacco fragrances, it's kind of a must-own in my opinion. It's one that, you know, you just really don't hear about when you think of it. You know, I think a lot of that core line, Herod, you know, Pegasus, Godolphin, you don't really see those brought up as much as things like even Leighton, Carlisle, and then the fresher ones, Sedley, Greenlee, Percival, and then Perseus, and just, you know, all of the new ones that they're putting out. Some of those older ones are kind of in the shadows a little bit, but Herod is an amazing scent. Going to be a little bit pricey, of course, but that's why we have clones. This one gets you really close at a fraction of the cost. Moving on to the next one from Rasasi, we have La Yuqawam. Okay, this one is as old as time. This is, I would love to know the release date. I should have looked it up before shooting this video because it's been out for quite a while. I mean, back before clones were nearly as popular as they are now, right? Because there was a point, especially when I was getting started, where it just wasn't this common. Were there clones? Yes, of course there were. And I'm talking like 8 years ago, basically. There were clones, but man, it's just nowhere near the variety, nowhere near as many brands. And honestly, they weren't always nearly as good, right? They've come a long way with these. Very accurate, very high quality for a low price. And this is going to be a Tuscan leather clone. Now, again, this one's been out for a long time. Rasasi. Very, very well-established brand, and it is a fantastic scent. They've been on top of the game for a very long time. And Tuscan leather, it's popular for a reason, right? It's definitely a polarizing one, and really is animalic, strong, earthy leather, not for the faint of heart. Similar to what I was talking about with Hawas Viper, going to turn heads for good or for bad with this one. So just keep that in mind going into it if you're going to be wearing it out in public. Some people might not like it, but also, in my opinion, the people that do like this are probably really going to like it because it is kind of a divisive one, and sometimes it could be love or hate. And so the people who don't like it, that might suck, but the people who do like it, you might get some great reactions out of, and people are really going to be wanting to know what it is so they can buy it, which kind of makes up for it. Go for another Parfums de Marly clone up next. My bottle is kind of broken, unfortunately. The collar is stuck inside the cap. I don't know if you can see that. It's Borouj Perlador. This is a clone of Parfums de Marly Carlisle over here, which I actually just talked about in passing when I was talking about Herod. To me, Carlisle is more popular. You hear about it more. And at the end of the day, between the two, which one is more niche? It's going to be Carlisle. It simply is, right? Herod is still a pretty tame entry-level tobacco scent, really. I'm not going to say it's designer level, but man, it's pretty easy to pull off. And Carlisle goes a little bit more in that truly niche direction, which I think is why it's done so well. It basically just has a lot of vanilla, patchouli, and this kind of Gaiac wood woodiness. Sometimes you maybe get the slightest bit of this oud type of smell, but I don't want to mention that too much because I don't want that to scare people off. It's nowhere near that intense, but really, really nice. Smooth, creamy, just a mysterious smelling scent. I love it. I love Carlisle. And of course, expensive. And in fact, Carlisle is usually going to be a little bit more expensive than your typical PDMs, the normal lineup. Leighton, Sedley, Herod, all of those, right? Carlisle is usually going to be, I think, typically $40, $50 more maybe. So that's why you can get this, Borouj Perlador. It's an 85 ml bottle, so kind of an odd size, but it's still going to be significantly less. I think this is usually, I don't know, $50 or $60, which for a clone is on the upper end of things, but it's by far the best Carlisle clone that I've smelled. And that kind of makes up for it. You're still saving money and you get a premium product that will go a long ways. You don't need too many sprays with this one to get good performance out of it. Let's keep it moving with Maison asrar muharib. Now this is going to be a Xerjoff Naxos clone. There are so many to choose from, really. I mean, tons of them. And this is one of the newer ones. Maison asrar is a newer clone brand in general, but they so far have put out some very solid releases. They also have a clone of a Pacific Chill by Louis Vuitton, which is really, really solid as well. Just really good stuff overall, and pretty unique bottle presentations too. This one's pretty cool looking. Has a cool texture to the bottle. The cap is neat. Above all, the quality is amazing. The blend is spot on. The performance is great. It's yet another very accurate Xerjoff Naxos clone. So if you already have clones of Naxos, you don't need this. Now, if you already have Naxos, but you want something that's more affordable that you can maybe feel better about wearing on a more frequent basis, you could go for this, although there are cheaper Naxos clones as well. This one's a little bit more expensive, usually around $40 or so, but that's still not bad just for what you get in terms of quality and just performance and overall accuracy and blend. To me, it's worth it. It's one of the better ones I've tried for sure, but it's not discrediting the lesser expensive ones because those, I mean, they work as well, right? They smell like Naxos. So that's kind of the end game. It just basically take your pick on what level of quality you want to go to. And this is going to be on the upper end of things. Let's keep it moving with Lattafa khamrah qahwa. Love this because it's that original khamrah DNA, which is like kind of, I don't know, like a sweeter take on angel share, to be fair. It's very, very sweet. It has the praline and I believe it has dates too, although I could be wrong. And just, you know, a bunch of stuff that Angel Share has with the addition of dates, which I think was not in Angel Share, and just a few other things. It's so sweet, right? It's always been a little bit of a twist on Angel Share, in my opinion. This is that, but with coffee, and I love it. No secret here that I love coffee, love how it smells, I love how it tastes. I have a cup or two every single morning. I just love it, right? And so something like this with this beautiful roasted coffee smell, oh man, it smells so good. This is right up my alley. It's really, really nice high-level gourmand for, I believe, like, I don't know, $30, $35. Actually, it could be less by now, honestly. I'm a big fan of this one, khamrah qahwa, and honestly, I prefer it over the original khamrah. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just I like the smell of this one better because of that coffee note. Okay, now let's keep it moving with Dumont Soprano Fury, kind of a newer release from the brand, and they've been on fire. I think what really kicked it off, of course, was Nitro Red. What was that, last summer? Something like that. Even though it's been out for a while, I think it took off last summer, maybe the summer before. I don't know. I know it wasn't this year, but got really popular. This is also, of course, from the brand, and they've got some really solid releases. This kind of smells a bit like kind of a mixture between the newer Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal Absolute mixed with a little bit of this 1 Million Lucky kind of hazelnut slight freshness. Now, if you've smelled 1 Million Lucky, it has hazelnut, of course, but it also has, I believe, ozonic notes. It's got honey. It has plum as well. It's always been kind of a weird note breakdown. You wouldn't think that it works, but yet it does. 1 Million Lucky smells great. And then you get that kind of sandalwood, gourmand, sweet smell from Scandal Absolute as well. Kind of just mixed into one, and that is essentially Dumont Soprano Fury. It's a very, very sweet scent, okay? And you would kind of expect that given the description there of what two fragrances are combined, but just to reiterate, very sweet. But that's why it works for wintertime. Really nice scent for around, I think it's, I don't know, $40. If you do buy this over at the perfume box, you can use code CHAOS10 for 10% off site-wide. That'll save you, $4 or whatever. And I believe they're, I don't know, one of the few that has this one along with all the other Dumont fragrances consistently in stock for good prices. Let's keep moving with Afnan 9 PM. This one is an Ultra Male clone. To me, Ultra Male, still relevant, still worth buying, or at least having something that smells like it in your collection. Obviously, you don't have to go for Ultra Male itself when you can get, a clone that's $30 or so and smells almost spot on. That's what this is. I love it. Very sweet, of course, needs no introduction, so I'm going to breeze past this one, but definitely great for winter. Kind of working our way down to the end of the video here, we have another Armaf up next. This one is Odyssey Homme. This is the eau de parfum version, very important because there are a few different ones and they all smell wildly different. So this eau de parfum version here is a clone of Tom Ford Noir Extreme EDP, okay? The parfum version has leather and stuff. This doesn't, so this is Noir Extreme EDP clone. It smells great. It's got that Colfie, gourmand, cardamom, sweet sandalwood smell that the Tom Ford has, but just package it into something that's quite a bit less. And, you know, for me, Noir Extreme EDP, not the best performer, kind of expensive for what it is. I mostly recommend people, if you're gonna buy the Tom Ford, to go for the Extreme Parfum, okay? But if you don't wanna spend that on either of those, you can get this. And honestly, this performs a little bit better than Tom Ford Noir Extreme EDP, which is kind of crazy, but that's how it works on my skin. Last up for this video, we've got just a straight up Kilian Angel Share clone. You know, we talked about khamrah, qahwa, which is kind of guilt by association somewhat similar, but this one here is pretty much spot on. It's one of the more accurate clones of Angel Share. It's Fire Your Desire by also Paris Corner. Smells wonderful and so accurate, to the point where if I was blindfolded and I was just smelling the atomizer of the Kilian in this, I don't know if I'd be able to distinguish them. I really don't. There are some that I can, for sure, but there are some that I don't think I would be able to, and this is one where I think I would struggle. I think off the opening I would be able to tell more so, but just that smelling just the atomizer after them not being sprayed for a while, I don't think I'd be able to do it. Still very close, very accurate clone for a fraction of the cost. Alrighty guys, there you go. 12 clone fragrances that are perfect for winter time. I've got these linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.